Hey, what's going on, guys? And this one is basically a cleanup patch with a few pretty meaningful quality of life changes mixed in. The big thing to know right away is that Blizzard is not trying to flip the whole game upside down here. This is one of those updates that goes after reward pacing, bug fixes, loot consistency, and a bunch of little frustrations that have been piling up in seasonal play. So, if you have been running into weird progression hiccups, missing rewards, or reward tables that felt a little off, this patch is aimed straight at that. The first chunk that stands out is everything tied to Season of Death Awakening, because that is where a lot of the player pain seems to have been. Temis now has a seasonal reputation board, which makes that whole loop feel a lot more organized and less scattered. High Torment Death Toll chambers now always give at least one superior lair key, which is huge for making high-end runs feel more worth the time. Corrupted Reaper also got adjusted, so it can drop up to 2 Pandemonium Fragments depending on Torment level, and the repeatable Glints of Hope reputation reward now guarantees a Fragment too. On top of that, the Horadric Cube recipe for upgrade to Mythic got cheaper, dropping from 5 fragments to 4. That might sound minor at first, but when you are actually grinding these systems over and over, that is the kind of change people notice fast. Blizzard also fixed a bunch of seasonal issues, including rank progression not moving correctly, tower rewards going to only one party member, missing sections in Dark Refuge, Forgotten Souls not dropping from Whisper caches on Torment difficulties, and even some awkward visual stuff like mount armor clipping and tower halo rewards appearing in weird ways. There are also a lot of fixes here that matter because they smooth out the day-to-day experience, even if they are not the kind of thing people clip and post online. The game now handles the Artificer's Obelisk properly without the beta tag. Rupture portals spawn monsters closer in, and Awakened Exarch abilities respect sound settings, which is the kind of detail you only appreciate once it has been bothering you for a while. Solo Self-Found also now displays correctly on the friends list, so at least that part should feel cleaner. Blizzard went after a few boss and encounter issues too, including Nemesis Lair failing inside the Corrupted Reaper boss lair, and Pangs of Duriel spawning in the wrong spot during the Duriel fight. Those are exactly the kinds of bugs that break the rhythm of a run and make a fight feel janky for no good reason. The item side of the update is where things get especially interesting. Blizzard fixed cases where certain unique item sources, including lair bosses, were not dropping mythic items correctly, and they also increased the chance for naturally drop mythics to turn into iconic mythics. That matters because it nudges the chase loot economy in a better direction without making the rewards feel free. On top of that, Eldruin Sword of Justice was added to the Blacksmith's Mythic Unique Cache, so that expands the pool a bit more. There are also a few smaller but still important adjustments around war plans. Wretched Vermin should no longer show up in towns during Helltides. Colossal Foe and Malignant Invasion mutators no longer block boss loot. Whisper's ambushes now reward loot correctly. Corrupted Reaper gains power from mutators properly. And Planar Tremors no longer affect Chaos Rift monsters. That is the sort of list that tells you Blizzard was really cleaning up a lot of edge cases at once instead of just touching one or two obvious problems. Then there are the class fixes, and these are mostly about stopping unintended behavior rather than changing the whole balance landscape. Barbarian's challenging Shoutball variant was decaying too fast. Druid's toggled skills were getting more damage than intended from the Storm Shepherd's Call Talisman set. Rogue's Shadow Clone was causing extra shrine effects in ways it should not. Paladin's Holy Damage display was wrong in the stats screen. Spiritborn's Stinger was hitting harder than intended, and a few visual issues were cleaned up too. Warlock also got a decent chunk of attention, with fixes for Soul Shard visibility, brutal aspect tooltip math at high attack speed, and multiple set interaction problems. So overall, this patch feels like Blizzard trying to tighten the screws on systems that were either overperforming, under-rewarding, or just behaving in a messy way. It is not the kind of update that rewrites your build overnight, but it absolutely matters if you care about farming, progression, and the general feel of the game. For a lot of players, that is exactly the kind of patch that makes Diablo feel better to play without making a huge spectacle out of it.